Take number 1.
Okay. Action.
Oh, come on. What did you expect? Well, we're back for another Loki episode. Welcome back to Prairie Grown Reviews. We review books, games, movies, and TV shows. If you all watched episode 5, you'd get that reference from President Loki. Spoiler, but not really. It's like one line. So,
Kind of.
Non-spoiler review, boys. Episode 5 of Loki, titled Journey to Mystery. Journey into Mystery? Okay, non-spoiler.
Something like that. Go ahead before I steal all of your ideas at the same time.
Branching off of like what happened in episode 4, really satisfying to see everything like get resolved in a way. Great reveals. I don't know if this is much of a spoiler, but all the Lokis appearing. You know, I think that's a given.
Yep.
So all of them just doing Loki things.
Yep.
Pretty entertaining, and I guess we get to see the gang back together for a brief second. So
Yep.
It feels pretty great. It was really solid overall.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's super entertaining. I thought some of the... I won't get too deep into it just yet, but some of the cinematography work they do in the back half is really cool. I thought that's some of the best parts of the episode as a whole, but it is, like Nathaniel said, really interesting to see all the different Lokis and the different little quirks and stuff, but still pretty much the same base character, so it's super entertaining. I thought it was one of our better episodes yet.
I mean, riding off of that, yeah, like episode 4 or 5, they're going up. I mean, Tom Hiddleston said they were his favorites. I'd agree. So far, they're my favorites too. The action's really cool. The characters are awesome. Like Nat said, seeing these other Lokis, which you see in the post-credit scene of episode 4, spoilers for episode 4, but I mean, go watch it. Like, what are you doing?
We're past that.
It's the #1 show in the world. Go. Don't be that outcast. Like a Loki. But no, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I love the character interactions. I love seeing how the story's progressing, and it's tees off great for episode 6. I'm really excited to see what happens next week.
Yep, absolutely.
I think that's about it.
I think that's it for non-spoilers. So we're just going to go into our spoiler section. So if you haven't seen the episode, hop on over, watch it, then come back to see our spoiler thoughts.
Absolutely.
So we're going into spoilers now. So
first thing off the bat, let's just say they did us dirty with the ending and no post-credit scene.
No, they were like...
Disgusting.
Hey, it was a legit cliffhanger because it was a cliffhanger, but... Like, I don't know.
6 episodes. You can't say they're stretching out anything.
No, they're pulling teeth at the end there.
Oh, that's fair.
They're pulling teeth. They should have just left it. They should have just dropped more in this episode. Should have just written more.
You wanna see the reveal of the big bad?
I don't think we would have even gotten to that.
I don't think that's where we were going, but we stopped pretty darn short.
I would have liked to see a little bit of Mobius arriving back into the TVA.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that's good. I'm excited to see that next week. I think it's going to be him against Renslayer, and I think he's going to free B-15, and I think he's going to convince some people. Yep. Maybe C-20's not dead. Maybe she's just locked up. Or she'd be in the pruned area.
I thought she was pruned,
either that or she's pruned, which means she's in the fucking zone that they were in this whole episode.
Yeah, but then
she could be dead though.
Mobius isn't gonna go back and search for one like.
Elias would have killed her.
Whether she's alive or not, I think she's gone.
Yeah,
I think she's out of reach at this point.
I mean, she's just one of the few people who would already be on his side, so it's like he's fighting an uphill battle, and also. I know people have been saying this online, but I don't trust Miss Minutes. She might be behind the TVA. She seems to be way too sentient. People have that theory. I'm not the first person to suggest that.
Bro, if Miss Minute is behind the TVA, I will literally shave my head. I will go bald. If I will literally, on a live stream, shave my head if Miss Minute is in charge of the entire TVA.
Or like she's just a projection of herself.
That would be the worst. Now, if there's somebody behind Miss Minute, sure, good enough.
But Miss Minute's as herself.
Miss Minute,
the clock.
As Miss Minute, the freaking talking clock is in charge of the TVA. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that episode next week.
I mean, I think that'd be right. That'd be so Loki though.
But what does that have to do with Loki?
But Loki's not in charge
Loki's
of the
not in
TVA.
charge.
No, but I mean,
Exactly.
that just fits with the chaos that is Loki and the show in general so far. That would
I wouldn't.
fit.
No, it'd be awful.
No,
It'd be
no, no.
awful.
The TVA like has like this semblance of structure or something, and just having this minutes as like the big bad at the end,
No,
just
bro.
wrecks everything.
You don't even really have a big bad. Unless, like, this minute just, like, pulls out, like, detachable machine guns or something. Like,
Unless she grows like 50 feet and then
Yeah.
can like squish him like the Stay Puft Marshmallow.
just, like,
Maybe she's got
insane.
Anyways, I guess branching off all the chaos of Lokis, let's talk about like when all the other Lokis appeared and all the betrayals and how
So we got
fun that
President
whole scene
Loki.
appeared.
President Loki said that line I started the episode with.
Yep.
He was fun. Sadly didn't last long.
Nope.
Got his hand bitten off by an alligator,
Which was Loki.
which was also Loki.
Hilarious.
And then they all break out fighting, and we see our original Loki, or at least variant of original Loki, which I mean they all are, but the one that's like direct from the Avengers,
Looks
the
like-
one we've been, yeah, the one who, well, President Loki looks like him too,
Yep.
but that
Our Loki.
Our Loki. who I will refer to as Loki from now on. All the others I'll give different titles to.
Yep.
But Loki just seems ashamed to be in this room with all the other Lokis, who, you know,
Everyone's constantly betraying,
Yeah.
lying. What boastful Loki?
they're
right?
so predictable. Boastful Loki starts it with his weird, like, Thor hammer-looking thing where he's like, "I'm sorry, my liege," which is to Kid Thor, who's amazing.
Loki.
Kid Loki, not Kid Thor. Who killed Kid Thor? That's
Kid
what I
Thor's
was thinking
dead.
of.
That was intense.
That's why he's the leader of these Lokis, even though my favorite of these Lokis is definitely old Loki. No.
No.
Well, Alligator
Loki
Loki's
is
pretty
great.
awesome, but
Only there because he ate the
Imagine
wrong
if
cat.
Alligator Loki could talk.
that'd be... No, but he's better as a Groot type character. Groot can talk, but he says 3 words.
But
But
imagine if he could talk.
it'd be funny. It would
We'd
be
be
funny.
entering some like Spider Pig.
Yeah, it would be
Like
more Spider
territory.
Pig.
Spider Pig is my favorite Spider-Man.
Spider Ham. Spider
Spider
Pig
Ham,
is from
sorry.
Simpsons.
Sorry, Spider.
I still stand with my statement.
Yes. But, no.
Anyways,
we've got, we've got old school Loki, who dresses like the old Loki from like the 60s Marvel comics, who fought Thor when he still had the helmet with the weird wings on it. And this Loki's got the really long horns and a leotard, and he's awesome. He doesn't use knives, but he's pretty badass. He's
was
got
he the
like
one who's
magic.
like, if you like throw away your knives, you'll like realize your potential of magic or
Something
something?
like
Yes,
that.
yeah,
Was that
because he
him? That was
just
him,
uses
right?
magic.
Yeah.
He doesn't use knives.
I guess like spilling off of that, he created Asgard.
As a
completely.
distraction.
That was
Like,
great.
super powerful.
Can we just pause and appreciate that Sebastian just tried to describe what old Loki wore as old suit? Can we just appreciate that for a second?
Like, it's the old Loki suit from the old comics, which is a
'Cause
thing.
he's
Classic
old.
Loki suit.
It's
a
classic
given.
Loki.
It's
Classic
a given.
Loki.
It's a given. You
So
overstated
I'm interested. So it sounds like this Loki went through everything, like everything our Loki went through.
almost exactly. The
But
same.
I'm just
He
curious to
survived
see
getting
what
next
Thor looks like in this. Iron Man, like they're definitely all like the '60s comics version. You probably got Thanos, who's got like his outfit, which is mostly blue.
I mean, at this point,
be
doesn't that
kinda cool.
timeline? Didn't that timeline get like?
It's
like,
destroyed. We can't
destroyed.
see him. But I'm just saying.
So
Also,
they're gone forever.
Easter egg. Speaking of Thanos, we see the Thanos copter for all you jokesters who hoped that that showed up in Endgame or Infinity War.
And we also see Sebastian.
Throg.
Oh darn it! I was hoping you were gonna just bumble that.
So we
one.
got Throg, who Frog version of Thor has the shard of Mjolnir. Guessing fights alligator Loki, loses and gets put in a jar underground. I guess. Good for him.
I'm surprised alligator Loki didn't just eat him.
That is
Like,
yeah.
Loki might care for his brother too, man. Remember, they all have a soft spot for Thor.
Except for the one that killed him.
Except for the one that killed him. But but that's because he didn't get old enough. Like, every Loki eventually, like, ends up
but how
liking
old
their
is
Thor.
alligator Loki?
He looks pretty old.
He's an alligator. How are you supposed to know how old
Depends
an
on if
alligator
we
is?
follow the aging pattern of a
Exactly.
frog, or if we just went straight into frog, or if we had like tadpole Thor.
That'd be funny.
There's no way that the tadpole holds the hammer, so, like, just with, I don't know, its mouth? I don't know what tadpole...
It doesn't have arms.
Exactly!
so the tail.
Just wraps it in the back.
It wouldn't be able to swim
The little
anymore. Just
horn.
like sink.
No, it's Mjolnir, man. It spins it really fast and flies like a helicopter.
It wouldn't survive outside of
It's
water.
like a submarine.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting distracted.
Yes, but, and so then, you know, Loki talks about how, like, they're all kind of the same, and Sylvie's the only different one.
Yep.
He's hardcore crushing on Sylvie. He's
Totally.
like, so into her, and just like she's different from the rest of us. We all have we're all similar.
So talking about that real quick, thinking about it, how weird do you guys feel like if Loki likes himself?
I have no problem with it unless I overthink it. Like, as long as I just think, okay, yes, she's a version of Loki, but she's Sylvie, that's fine. If I think, oh, if she went by Loki, it'd be a lot harder for me. Because she goes by Sylvie, it's not that hard.
I can't even go that far down the rabbit hole. I just gotta look at it as Loki and Sylvie. I can't go Loki and a variant of Loki.
Right?
I mean,
technically still Loki.
I can think of it as that because that's just where
That's weird,
how
though.
weird the show is. But I think it fits because, I mean,
Loki is an ultimate narcissist?
That's
is that
part of
why?
it, but also, that is part of it, but also I just feel that she's definitely... she's definitely on the edges of what makes a Loki. She's definitely very different than some of them. And most of
But
them.
you can say that for
Man.
all of them, though.
That's like condoning sleeping with family. Like,
I don't think it
you
is.
think about it too much, it's just... It's
Isn't
out
even
there.
sleeping with family, just
It's
sleeping with
out there.
yourself at that point. Because that is you.
$5 if we cloned humans, someone would date themselves.
Yeah, it would end horribly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's... I don't think it. To me, it's less weird than dating family. Slightly less weird because it's yourself.
What?
Yeah, it's less weird to me. I'm on board with it at this point.
That's like...
Episode 3, it was a little weird. Now I'm on board with it.
That's like almost trying to tell me that, like... I don't even know what to compare it to.
The closest thing would be like incest at that point. It's like
No,
on the same
incest
level
is
at that point.
worse, in my opinion.
But you understand that incest is bad because the gene pool is close.
Yes.
Here, the gene pool is...
It's identical.
There's no sign that they'll reproduce. That means love means crap.
That's what I'm saying. You just keep it at a surface level.
I don't care
You
that
don't think about
even
it,
if they
you're
did
good.
reproduce,
You're
it'd
good.
just be probably another version of Loki.
No.
The thing would have about 8 arms.
Yeah.
There'd be something disastrous.
Loki freaking slept with a horse! Why are we thinking about Loki sleeping with a Loki? It's not weirder.
Why are you yelling at us right now?
No. But here's what you're missing. The horse doesn't share genes with Loki. So, like, it's... The difference is that's screwed up a little bit, but you know what we'd expected from Loki? This would have disastrous repercussions.
I'm pretty sure Loki has had a relationship with a version of himself in the comics.
Probably. Probably.
It makes sense. It's fine. I'm past it. I'm cool with it.
Surface level. Leave it there.
Exactly.
I can think of it as a Loki and a Loki. I can. I could have thought about it if he was dating another one of the guy Lokis.
That changes nothing.
No, but I'm saying
That's
exactly.
so weird.
It is the
For,
exact same
for me,
situation.
I would have.
And in that case, they both be named Loki. That's
Yeah.
even worse.
But I mean,
Kid Loki and
It'd be-
our Loki, or
that'd be
classic Loki.
that'd be worse because that's underage. But I can think of it as a Loki and as Loki. I just can't think of it too much about that. Like the deep. If she was called Loki,
So all of that, just for Sebastian to agree with us.
No.
Matt, take us on.
I don't agree with you.
anyways,
No,
no,
I think it's okay that Loki
Oh,
dates
okay.
himself. That's final.
Nobody disagreed with that point.
I
We just
think
said
it's okay that Loki dates himself, and you can think about it deeply.
You literally just said you can't think about it.
Well, you
deeply.
can.
Man,
Just stop. Just stop
you're
talking,
contradicting
okay?
yourself.
Just
You
stop
can.
talking.
Take us away,
Anyways,
Nathaniel.
You can.
what else have we not covered?
You
Us?
can.
Last
the big
thing, I guess.
guy in the sky.
Last thing.
Eliath.
Got more.
Just gonna talk about Eliath, and that's what it.
I think so.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. For me, he seemed a bit like Godzilla for some reason. I don't know. There's like kind of reptilian-looking face.
Yeah, like almost like a
that-
dragon.
Exactly. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, interesting.
Smog type of deal.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
exactly
fair.
right. His destructive power is pretty great.
What
I
does
think
it do,
he like
though?
disintegrates everything. Like
disintegrates.
those
But doesn't
humans.
it like rot away? or
It's
something?
rot. Like he
those
rots
humans
them.
literally like
Their bones.
crumbled. Like
I
that's the most
wonder-
like graphic we've
I
seen in a long
wonder if
time.
it's like insta age.
I think so. But I mean, like think
No,
about
I think
classic
it's
Loki.
more like he just rots their corpses.
No, that's not.
away.
No, it
But, like,
can't.
the
It
ship
can't because the
rusts
ship also.
away.
Yeah, like you look at classic Loki. His helmet at the end was very rusted, very like almost cracked, brittled, right?
Yeah,
So it's definitely a time-based thing where he just like
I don't
whittles
think
away
so.
everything.
I disagree.
it would make the most sense.
I think he's,
considering
like,
everything revolves
Destroying
around
the
time.
matter itself, or like decaying the matter, but
Which
not.
is
But I think it's more like rotting for humans.
which
but for,
is
rot-
run through time.
But I think he literally. Yeah, but I don't think it's time. I think he literally just removes their flesh.
Which is done.
Removes
Okay,
the
you know what?
time from
if
it?
he does that,
No, I almost don't, because there was nothing left of those humans. I literally think he just maybe it's just
exactly if you
humans
fast
fully decompose.
if you fast forward time, let's say right now, like
We
0 to 100
totally
real
go.
fast.
But maybe
it's
it's
just
not
gone.
rotting. Maybe I'm even wrong. Maybe he literally just melts their flesh away. So it's not
But
time.
then, by that point, why didn't the
Where
ship
did
disappear
boat
then?
go?
But maybe it's a different effect on
why?
organic matter.
Why would it
versus,
change? If it's
inorganic.
time, the whole
I don't-
show is time
yeah,
based.
I don't
So
think
why wouldn't it
because
be
it's
time
beyond
based?
time. So I don't think it is time based. That's why I
How's it
disagree.
beyond time?
The
It's still
whole
time.
zone is beyond time.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's still
this,
in time
this is
because
still
that's
in
why
time.
that's why the thingy majiggy.
Yeah,
Because you're trying to go beyond.
I just
their
don't think it's
foreseen
time based. I literally think he just like
What's the thing?
devours them
The temp
and
pad.
nothing's left.
That's why the temp pad works because it's still technically
Yeah.
makes us wrong from last week. But
See, my idea of that is like if you look at it slowly. At first, the ship people, you see them like rot
They're-
away, right? And
No,
you
I
see
don't
the
think
ship.
you see them rot away. I think you just see their flesh being pulled off into the thing.
Well, then think of it this way. Exactly.
concept.
Yeah, but
because
that's not time related. That's literally just like ripping the flesh away, not over
But-
time
wait,
rotting
wait,
the
wait.
body and then it disappears.
what do you think would happen
It's
if
instantaneous. It's not.
Yeah, then what's stopping
Rotting.
Goliath
you
from
insta time?
insta
What do
time,
you think
right?
insta time would look like? You'd still have to see everything pull away. It wouldn't just be like
And even then, we don't even see the
Goodbye.
flesh being pulled away from them. They get consumed and they're disintegrating.
and then
There's
they're
no
gone.
pulling involved.
It's
They just
see you
age
later.
and they die.
Yeah, I don't think it's aging though. I just think it's
Well,
literally
then
just.
what happens to the ship
I think it just
And the
destroys the ship.
and the helmet?
But it doesn't destroy the ship.
It
because
doesn't.
The ship's still there.
I don't think it's time though.
It just rusts.
I don't think it's time.
Well, then how does it rust? The only way rust forms is over time.
But is it rust
So-
or is it just like broken?
Even if it breaks over time. Like if it was okay,
Man, it went brown.
It went like
brown.
that's rust. Even that's probably what happened to all the buildings. They crumbled over time because buildings eventually fall apart. That's why you need repairs. Right?
I mean, I'll rewatch those scenes later. I don't think it's time.
You will come to a very disappointing conclusion.
If I'm right, I get to say I told you so in next week's episode.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
It's
but
not.
You can
it
go
just-
with that. I'll give you that honor if you truly can believe that next week.
Okay.
Okay, well, I think, anyways, on
We
that
should tweet
and
the director.
on that note,
No, we're not done. We got to talk about
What else
Renslayer.
is there?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Renslayer, I forgot
She's
about
got
her.
so much going on because there's Hunter B15, who we find out is
Still-
still alive.
Still kicking.
So I think she's coming back. I think we talked about this briefly, but I think she's
Yep.
coming back.
Definitely.
Got to be-
I think she'll be on Mobius' side. I think
She
he'll break
has
her
to.
out.
For sure.
Yeah, well, no, but I think she'll break her. I'm not 100% sure how.
If anything, Mobius will break her out.
But does he know about? Because that seems like it's a secret jail almost. Like, because it's off in one of the interrogation rooms. Does he know about it? Could Renslayer be like hiding her? That's why I'm not sure. She might break out on her own. She's competent if she can find a way out.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem like the kind of
Prison you break out of.
prison you break out
That's
of.
true.
I feel like if anything, Mobius is gonna find her by accident and be like, "Oh, actually, hey, what up?
Okay,
Come join me."
Or Renslayer takes her out of there to move her and makes a mistake or something.
That's
true.
That's a good point.
Also, opinion on Renslayer. Is she actually 100% devoted to TVA, or does she
Yes.
just want answers? I almost think she just wants answers. Like, I think, like, when she says to Miss Minute, the person in charge of the TVA is in danger, and I'm just trying to protect them. I think that's a bold-faced lie. I think she
I
wants
don't.
answers.
I think she just sucks.
Yeah.
I think she just sucks too, and I think most of it is she does believe in what the TVA is doing, but I think she's more curious than she is just loyal. I think part of it is she wants to know. She doesn't like being in the dark, and she's in the dark right now, and she wants to know. She wants to know who's behind the curtain.
I would agree with that, but
and I'm not.
I don't think it matters what she finds out.
I think it does. I think her. I'm not. I think she'll remain evil. I don't think it's going to change her philosophy, but I think she might want. I think she might disagree with who the.
What's
You are
happening?
hurting my brain today. So what I'm saying is, in my mind, it doesn't matter who she finds out is in charge of it. She's still going to be boots in the mud, loyal to the TVA, almost regardless.
I think so too.
It's just like
If anything,
unconditional devotion
if
to the
anything,
cause.
even after you find out who it is, I think her like devotion will go up to like another level.
potentially could go up
I
too.
think it won't. I think
Well, that just breaks everything. Then everyone's gonna be against these guys in the end.
no. I don't think she'll be. I think she'll want it. I think she's power hungry. I think she'll want it for herself. I think she's going to try and back. I think all her motivations are selfish.
Since when has she tried to go for power though?
No, but
She's
that's
always
because
been the
she's
one-
believed the timekeepers. She's believed their power. She doesn't just because a man behind the curtain. If you look at the Wizard of Oz, which is the most famous example of it,
Yep.
he wasn't powerful per se. He just had this. He was able to manipulate the situation to make him think. To make everyone think he's powerful. You look at the situation here. The person controlling these timekeepers. I mean, we're all assuming it's an uber powerful cosmic being or something.
Yep.
That doesn't guarantee it's an uber powerful cosmic being.
So, it could be Miss Minute, like you said.
No, or it could be legit. I would be surprised if it's some other variant of Loki. I mean,
Man, this whole show's gonna break with Seb's predictions at this point. And they'll go against everything the show is building up for.
I'm not going to be disappointed if it's not, but people have been saying that since episode 2 that Lokis are going to be behind it all.
Then you have no springboard. Where
What
are you
is
gonna
the
go
MCU
with
from
that?
here? Right, like, as the whole rest of the unit.
Where
like,
do you go with that?
The rest of the MCU is just gonna be them fighting Lokis at this point.
No,
like,
but I
like,
mean, then
hey, welcome to season 2,
Your nice
where we have
structure
President
for this
Loki.
show just like crumbles in on itself. If
I'm
there's
not
nothing
gonna
to
lie.
build towards.
Like I said last week or in the podcast, which if you want wondering where episode 3 and 4 are, just go check out our podcast.
Yep.
I said I think it's Kang. I don't want it to be Kang. I don't want it to be Kang.
I do. I think that'd be awesome.
I don't want it to be setting up. I want it to be a little more contained to just Loki.
But the whole point of these shows are all about
No!
setup, though.
They are, but they
sort of.
aren't. That's what they like. I want it to be a little more contained. I'd want it to be someone we've already seen almost. I want it to,
It won't be.
It won't be. There's absolutely no way
That's-
it will be.
or at least for me, an alternate version of Loki would at least fit with that enough.
Alrighty, so here's my rankings of the potential big bad. The very bottom of the list.
Miss Minute,
we
fair
have
enough.
Miss Minute.
Fair enough. I don't think it's going to be here either. I just
Only
heard that.
About 3 steps above that, we have any other Loki. Then there's a long list. Kang probably falls somewhere in there. Outside of like those two, like it's got to be somebody. It can be contained.
I think it
That'd be
can.
okay,
Why
too.
can't it be an alternate Loki who likes? Maybe that's why he's a variant. He likes order instead of chaos.
But it
It wouldn't
how
break
does
the
it
show.
make sense?
But yeah, exactly. How does it make sense?
Because he could have been a Loki. Look, Loki.
When did
is
Loki
so-
get this power, though? Like,
So are
To
we on
manipulate
board with the
time.
fact that the timekeepers actually existed at some point?
I don't know at this point. I'm honestly
So let's
unsure
just say
about
for a
that.
second
They
that
did.
they don't.
That they weren't.
That's theoretically.
Yeah.
I love Loki, but I don't think this guy's got enough power to run the freaking TVA
Oh,
from the
I think-
ground up,
I think
from like the
from
beginning
zero.
of
Yeah, there's
time.
no way.
I didisagree based on.
Well, like, besides,
Look,
think of it
we
this way,
saw
when
what
Loki
the
came
old
in,
classic Loki did
Whatever
on
is
his deathbed, old as frick, and doing it as a.
all I have to say is Infinity Stones.
All I have to say is,
They
what
don't
if
work.
there was a?
They don't work. Like
Yeah.
that is a ton of power in itself. Let alone
so
like
Loki has to be stronger than the Infinity Gauntlet.
creating that little area, that using that pocket in time.
Even then, if that's the case, Loki has to exist since the beginning of time.
Well, a version
Unless-
of Loki is.
Unless he was created
I
and went
mean-
back.
That's the other. Like the thing is, you don't
Like, there's a lot of holes in this right now. Like, where...
Regardless of who comes up, they have some holes to fill in for sure.
Yes, I'm not saying I see. It being another Loki isn't even in my top 3 of what it'll be, but it is something I've thought about, especially after last week's episode.
I mean, at this point, anything is potential.
That's
right?
why, like,
Anything
I'm not saying it's. I don't even necessarily be happy with it, but it's like it's definitely something I could see. That's all. That's all I'm saying is it's a possibility. It's an option. Not necessarily
Not
the
a
best option.
highly...
But if they do it right, they could do it right. And
I guess we'll find out next
Not-
week then.
Not in one episode, I don't think.
see, but also that's the thing with the season 2 nearly confirmed. I think they're holding off till the end of season 1.
Yep.
I think if the TVA storyline is wrapped up by this season, I think next season is just timeline hopping with Loki's.
But-
causing chaos, fighting things.
You gotta have
There's gonna
substance.
there's gonna be some type of goal,
You gotta have
something that
substance. Yep.
there's gonna be something. But I think it could just be a bunch of. We're still finding lots of variants of Loki. I think it'd be a lot of that still. I think that every episode we could see a different version of Loki, or more than one different version of Loki.
Part of me thinks we lose next episode.
Part of me thinks so too, because if there's,
It'd be interesting.
that's why
I don't think we're gonna. I don't think the TVA timeline's gonna disappear.
maybe
after
not
next week's episode.
now.
I think it will loosen up if anything.
Okay. I also, if you
Next
haven't
events
realized,
can
we've
happen.
kind of nicely flowed into theories.
Yep.
So we're good. This is actually we did decently segued into it, and like I said, while I wouldn't be 100% happy with Kang, that's not unexpected, and it would be a good setup for the rest of the MCU.
Yep.
So it's not the worst option either. If they do Kang, that's really cool. I mean, as someone who's got other family members and people in my life who don't know who Kang is,
Yep.
it'd be a lot more simple if it was someone we've already seen in the show, or at least a little more contained.
See, but like
Setting Kang up now is also smart, as then it's not confusing Ant-Man and the Wasp, but
there is no like
MCU is not contained.
outside of it being another Loki, which I'd almost be willing to bet as much that it's not Miss Minute.
Yeah.
But like, because that would just be so out of pocket.
For
That'd be
Miss
so
Minute?
no, either one of them would be just so out of pocket. But I don't really know who else you could throw in there that you'd consider contained.
Oh, there's so many cosmic beings people have wanted to see Marvel do. It could
Yeah,
be
but
any
how
of
do you
them.
call it contained?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Now, what's
It
stopping?
won't-
What's
but,
the
like,
difference in
it-
those?
The
and-
only thing that
won't be
connects Kang
contained.
to this, the only thing that connects Kang to this.
Yep.
Well, there was a few references.
There's a couple things.
He's been related with time travel and the timekeepers in the past.
Yep.
And then the fact that Renslayer dates/marries Kang in the comics. Those are the only things that connects it to Kang right now, and the fact that we know he's already been cast and confirmed for Ant-Man 3. That's why people right away were like, Kang.
Sebastian just dropped 3 really, really solid reasons, and then proceeded to say only.
Nee.
That's why that's the fan favorite at the moment, or like the
No,
most
but
heavily.
that's
Rated upon
I'm
option.
almost thinking it's going to be another Mephisto thing. That's what I'm. For those of you unaware, if you watch the WandaVision videos, I think we bring them up like twice. But if not, Mephisto is the devil in the Marvel universe, and
See,
in the
but
comics,
that
he
was-
creates Wanda's kids, and people were like, "Oh, it makes perfect sense." Because this part one of the storylines that WandaVision was partially based on included Mephisto
Yep.
creating her kids. So people were like, "Ooh, Mephisto!" And right away when they started doing Kang for this, I'm like, "You're going to make the same mistake." Actually, people almost thought Mephisto would be in this show.
Yeah, that was a stretch and a half.
Mhm.
But like, I don't know. We'll see next week.
Yep.
It's next week.
Maybe.
Maybe they leave us on a huge
You ever
cliffhanger.
considered
for
the fact that we don't find out the big bad in this season?
Also, this is a prediction, and I'll bring this up next week again. I think we see our variant Loki, maybe not in Thor 4, because Thor Love and Thunder, he said he's not in it, but I think we see him in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Not long, not a big character, but I think there's an interaction. Doctor Strange is literally, there's going to be the multiverse exploring, and I'm sure Wanda and Doctor Strange will come across him in one of these timelines. Maybe all it'll be is they'll be seeing a scene from the show because timelines work different, and it could be farther back than where they are. Austin looks like he's got an idea.
That feels a little bit out of pocket too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I could see it.
I honestly think that'd be likely. Just the way Marvel's setting it up right now and they're really trying to say that they're going to integrate these shows. And 2 of these shows are, and this is the other thing, and I think I mentioned this earlier on, but the writer of Loki was brought on to completely rewrite and do everything for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. After he'd done Loki. I strongly doubt the man wouldn't include at least a reference or 2 to the multiversal story he just told. Including maybe seeing...
It might just
Maybe
be
not-
for continuity.
I
Could just be something both timeline
know
concepts make sense together.
from what... That too, but from what I heard, Kevin Feige liked what he was doing, and he wanted... Yes, kind of like you said, for continuity, but he also kind of wanted it... He does want these to tie together, and he said this is the one that ties together the most.
Yep.
And I think we see, maybe one of the other variants we see. Maybe.
There's a chance.
Like, there's a chance.
I guess in that case, only
Yes.
time will tell.
Only time will tell.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think that's all for now. I think we've gone through a lot. Theories, some good debates about some elements in the show, and just overall, it was a fun time.
Awful ideas by Sebastian.
Hey, don't blame me. I've read all of these on the internet. Blame the other nerds out there. I'm just
I
relaying
think
the
we're
information.
talking about our Rust thing, but anyways.
Okay, the Rust thing, yeah, that's on me. That's either me or
he
not.
agrees.
No, I'm
Anyways.
saying that's either me or not. Like,
It's an admission. That's an admission of guilt right there.
that
exactly.
whether or not I'm right or wrong, that's 100% on me. But the other theories, Miss Minute and the Lokis, that's the rest of you internet nerds.
Anyways, on that note.
Well, thank you all for watching today's video. If you like what you see here, you can go to www.prairiegrownreviews.com to read reviews. I mean, they're slightly different than the video. You get the point. You like reviews. You can listen to our podcasts, which are on every type of platform you listen to podcasts on.
Yep.
And then subscribe here and click that like button. And, just help us with that algorithm. And from everyone here at the Prairie Grown Reviews team, see you guys next time.